بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters, this is our weekly message, and it falls under the title of a question actually. And the question I read is, why are Muslims so slow to respond to the work of the hereafter and so willing to destroy their chances in said hereafter? It is a question that is developed out of a conversation between Abu Musa al-Ash'ari and Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhuma. And one of the things that you note in studying the lives of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that they were very, very conscious of their environment and how their environment impacted their hearts and their spirits. And they tended to eliminate, they sought out for elimination any elements in society that would basically hinder them or obstruct them spiritually. And in looking at some of the frivolous things that other companions who were not as religious as these two companions would allow themselves to be distracted by, one, looking to the other, said, ما بطأ بالناس عن الآخرة وما ثبرهم عنها. This question that he asked is of critical importance, and it doesn't come at a time in which it has no relevance. It is an extremely relevant question today. And so, in the world, as we take note of all of the atrocities and the sadness that exists around our fellow Muslims throughout the globe, and particularly now in the Middle East, it's a very important question. And to that end, in Arabic, and speaking about the voices that Muslims are using today in this 21st century as we struggle to find an identity of Islam that is suitable to the challenges of the day that in which we live, it's very important to note in both languages. And so we say in Arabic, فالمشكلة التي تواجه المسلمين ليست أنه لا صوت للمسلمين في هذا العالم، فعدم الصوت والتصويت ليست هي المشكلة، وإنما المشكلة في الصوت الذي اختاره المسلمون للتحدث فيه. فليس هذا الصوت هو صوت الإسلام حقيقة، وإنما هو صوت السياسات نيابة عن صوت التلاوات، وهو صوت الطغاة من الناس نيابة عن صوت الدعاء، وإلا فهو صوت الفجار نيابة عن صوت الأذكار. So we are not practicing Islam in the proper manner, and what we see as a result of that consequence is that calamity has befallen the Muslim community. And to this end, they had this conversation, the two companions had this conversation, and Anas responded, well, basically it's probably that it's their shahawat that are causing them to be allowed distraction to come into their religious life. It's shahawat, their own personal desires, and it is shaitan. And Abu Musa listened to that, and he said, well, okay, but here's my take on it. And he said, that's not it at all. The problem is that this world has been expedited for a certain kind of class of Muslim that is void or weak in its emphasis for the hereafter and the life of the hereafter. And that the life of the hereafter has basically been presented to these kind of Muslims as some fantastical promise that is too distant to really concern ourselves with. And so and he said, if they could see the hereafter, they would not deviate or take shortcuts. لا والله ولكن عجلت لهم الدنيا وأخرت الآخرة ولو عاينوا ما عدلوا ولا ميلوا. And so that is the problem. We have the problem of adala and mail, and that is to kind of, instead of walking down the straight path of Islam and embracing it as an organic process of life, the very life that was breathed into us by our God, we do other things to contaminate it. We do other things to lessen its fortitude, to weaken its constitution. And when we do these things, the consequences are clear. I pray for you and your family and our dear mosque. And I can't wait to speak with you again next week. May Allah keep you all safe, forgive us all, and give us all Jannah. ربنا آمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.